Gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Ballin and Brawlin. I am your host, Hitman Kaz, giving my review for Fastlane 2018. Now, I can't even front, man. I was more hyped for Fastlane than I was for Elimination Chamber, mainly because I'm more of a SmackDown guy than a Raw guy. I always have been, always will be, no matter how much SmackDown changes, good or bad. I'll always be repping Team Blue. With that being said, let's get right into the action. Now we're gonna go ahead and skip the pre-show because I stopped watching the pre-show a long time ago. But in any case, Breezango and Ty Dillinger defeated Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin, and Mojo Rawley in a 6-man tag team match. We can only imagine how good that match was. Oh boy. And you know, before I continue, it's really something on how all three of these competitors have been as far as their SmackDown careers gone, especially Ty Dillinger. I mean, once he had his debut, you know, he was on TV for a couple of weeks. Then he just fell off the face of the earth. Then he randomly got put into the U.S. title picture when Styles was champion, and when Corbin won the title and whatnot. And then that's it. He was gone again. Maybe his time will come eventually. Anyways, on with the main card. Started off with Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. Man, I don't know what is it with Vince and having something against I wouldn't say homegrown gimmicks, but a gimmick that like you wouldn't expect to go over, or one that was supposed to fail. Just like connect with the crowd and they love it. And take in Rusev Day, you know what I'm saying? You have Aiden English and Rusev coming in. The crowd, everyone, like vast majority of the crowd, they're chanting Rusev Day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how long are they gonna have Rusev being over with Rusev Day before they've finally come to their senses and pull the trigger and give him a title? Speaking of Aiden English, yo, this guy continues to amaze me with his musical talents, vocal talents. Because not only was he singing today, he spit a freestyle. And I was even more surprised with this. I mean, good lord. I mean, is there anything this guy can't do? I mean, between him and Elias, they both continue to wow me as far as what they can do musically. Just you know, goes to show you, you know what I'm saying, with all these celebrities, period, or athletes, you know, when you least expect it, they might show off a hidden talent, you know what I'm saying, or something, or a side hustle they do and you wouldn't even know it. Anyways, you know, the match was more competitive than I expected it to be. Not putting anything against Rusev, but I figured, you know, they were gonna have Nakamura control most of the match, or whatever. But nah, it was pretty back and forth. I must say that one of my favorite spots during this match, this dude Rusev freaking cracked the shit out of Nakamura with a monster kick. And when the replay replayed it in slow motion, like, this dude Nakamura looked like he barely had freaking he had his hands up, but he couldn't even protect himself from the kick. Like, the shit really cracked him in the jaw. Then Shinsuke caught Rusev lacking. because he was getting up because actually a little after the kick, 2 times actually, he tried to put Shinsuke into the accolade. However, he kept countering out of it. And I'll say that at the beginning of the match, I liked when freaking Rusev tried to go for something, but then Nakamura countered it into a leg lock. It reminds me of Kurt Angle's ankle lock when he grapevines it. Anyways, the match ends where Shinsuke hits Rusev with a Kinshasa to the back of the head, and then finally a regular Kinshasa. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Then I really don't pay attention to the promo packages or nothing. I feel they're clearly just there to hype you up for the match if you aren't already, and get you ready for the next match or so. That being said, the next match was Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode for the United States Championship. Now the biggest, I find it funny how this whole feud, and I use that term a little loosely, was started all because of the SmackDown Top 10 list. Now personally, I mean, I can't even sugarcoat it, man. That top 10 list is freaking stupid. There's literally no point of it. It's basically a live TV version of the Power 25. That's all it is, except it's only for SmackDown. And then and to me, this match, in my opinion, doesn't make sense because Jinder Mahal isn't in it. The reason why I say that is because for the past few weeks, Jinder Mahal has been beating the crap out of both of these dudes, hitting them with the Colossus while trying to get these two to fight each other. But yeah, he wasn't even in this match. But that being said, match still went on. It was a decent match. At some points, at some slow points in the match, I felt it was dragging on a bit too much. But eventually it did pick up. Really wasn't that many memorable moments to say in this match, but I still enjoyed it for the most part. Match came to an end where Bobby Roode tried to go for a diving attack off the middle rope. However, Randy Orton caught him with an RKO out of nowhere to win the United States Championship, and now Randy Orton has captured every title in WWE. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that makes him a Triple Crown champion, and if he already was one, then this makes him a Grand Slam champion. Either way, this just adds to the legacy that is Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what more could you say about what this guy has done throughout his whole career? Some would say he's boring. Some would say that he puts them to sleep. But me, I call him a legend. And how ironic, because he used to be the legend killer. But also, after the match, Randy Orton really didn't have any time to celebrate because Jinder Mahal came out pretty much looking like he was complaining. Came in, started to attack Randy Orton, and then as he was attacking Randy Orton, Bobby Roode came out, got up from outside the ring because he rolled out after the match happened, and hit Jinder Mahal with the glorious DDT, and then after that hesitated, and then after he hesitated, he hit Randy Orton with a glorious DDT as well, supposedly turning heel. Me, I'm not buying it. Now, after that was Natalya and Carmella versus Becky Lynch and Naomi. I mean, look, I got nothing against all these women, but I really didn't care for this match at all. This match was clearly nothing but filler. That's it. It was just filler. They had no. I mean, sure, one could argue that Becky Lynch had a squab with Carmella because of her popping up when Carmella was answering questions during SmackDown. But again, who cares about that shit? Who cares? I didn't pay attention to most of this match. Again, I didn't care for it. But you know, the match ended when Natalya distracted Becky Lynch with Carmella's briefcase, in which, while distracted, Carmella popped Becky Lynch with a super kick for them to win the match. Honestly, when it comes to filler matches like this, I always expect the faces to win. But hey, you know, it's a good thing to see, you know, a changing of the guard, you know, break away from tradition. You know what I'm saying? Now, after that out of the way, here was, in my opinion, the second favorite match, my second favorite match of the night. Freaking the Usos defending their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the New Day. Now, oh my God, I can't find the words. Look here, man. These two teams, man. At this point, it seems like because of their chemistry, that they don't even need to try to put on a good match against each other. It's like just by snapping their finger, they can put on a great match. Because this was entertaining from start to finish, man. And yo, I liked how freaking they were turning the tables on each other by stealing each other's finishing moves and whatnot. I mean, hell, we had the Usos, we had one of the Usos doing Kofi's New Day boom drop. I mean, hell, we even had them doing the Midnight Hour, and then the New Day turned the tables on them, doing the Uso splash. And, oh man, I'm trying to gather myself here, cause of how great this match was, and oh my God, you gotta give me a sec. This was excellent. I mean, if there was any indication of how great these two work together, like this was absolutely perfect. Just oh my God. I mean, hell, stealing each other's finish. I mean, hell, freaking one of the Usos even tried to go for Kofi's Trouble in Paradise. Needless to say, he missed, but even still, it would have been sick if he hit it, and it would have been the ultimate spit in the face to either team if you were to lose by getting hit with your own finisher. Oh my God. Anyways, the match ended in no contest because in the midst of all the chaos, well, actually, but before then, Usos did a double Uso dive onto all three members of the New Day who were outside the ring. Then while they were all on the ground, the Bludgeon Brothers came out. And whew, when I say they were whooping ass, they were whooping ass and taking names. Like, I ain't never seen a beatdown this bad in a while. Harper and Rowan were kicking the crap out of every member of each team. No, like they were not wasting any of them. Freaking, they hit the Usos with they had them up, and then made them run into each other via body slams for slamming them both onto the ground. Then with Xavier Woods, there was this crazy one where they freaking hit him with an aided power bomb onto the steel steps. Then they hit one of the Usos. Freaking! They were also actually finally using their mouths as a weapon. And what it was looking like was that they were gonna pretty much do you really can't call it a concerto because they were using the mouths, not the chairs. But yeah, Rowan was gonna hit one of the Usos with his mallet into the steel steps. However, he got out the way, but the second he got out the way, Harper literally cross-checked him. For all you hockey fans out there, cross-checked him with his mallet and knocked him over the barricade. Then after they were done, just mute the TV and take in the scene of all teams being down except for the Bludgeon Brothers, and just look at all the carnage that they caused. Clearly, this is setting up for WrestleMania to be a triple threat tag match: New Day versus Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers for the tag titles. I mean, honestly, if this is any indication of how good the match might be if and when it happens at WrestleMania, then I think we're in for a wild ride, man. And hopefully, the Harper and Rowan will get the redemption they need for this little resurgence that they've had since them being the Wyatt family. And I'm not expecting them to run roughshod over the teams, but I at least want them to win. And then a win, have a very, very strong showing. Now, that out the way, we have the second to last match. Charlotte Flair defending the SmackDown Women's title against Ruby Riott. Now, and as a look for this match, at first, Ruby Riott came up by herself. So it looked like it was just going to be a straight up match. But then, within, I'd say, at least a good few minutes, the rest of the Riott squad came out through a back part of the arena. But then Becky Lynch and Naomi came out through the front of the stage, just to even bangs out. Then towards the closing moments of the match, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan feigned getting into the ring purposely to lure Naomi and Becky Lynch, in which it worked because it got Becky Lynch and Naomi ejected. And then while they were busy arguing with the ref, Logan and Morgan started beating up Charlotte. And then they went away as the referee had to turn back to see them. But then he had his back turned again, and then they were gonna go towards her again. However, they got caught, and then they got ejected too. Also, I must say there was this one spot I didn't like from Charlotte. They were both outside the ring, and Charlotte went up on the barricade and tried to hit Ruby Riott with a moonsault, but she pretty much aside from spreading her arms, she missed it. She missed Ruby almost completely. And I'm sorry, but like that's like I'm pretty sure that isn't the first time she's done that. But that's I'd say at least one of my only nitpicks from that match. But eventually the match ended when Charlotte put Ruby in the figure eight. Ruby tapped out instantly, and Charlotte retained. Now, initially I was a bit upset that Ruby lost. However, what happened after the match made up for it, because while Charlotte was celebrating, Asuka came out, and without saying a word, she pointed at Charlotte's title and pointed at the WrestleMania sign, signaling that she is gonna challenge Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title. Now, me personally, I'm glad this is gonna happen, because no offense to Alexa Bliss, but her versus Asuka was gonna be slaughter. Everyone knows it. I know it, and anybody who's listening, don't lie to yourself. You knew it too. Now, Charlotte versus Asuka, that's gonna be a good one. Now, and I like how she challenged her. You know what I'm saying? She didn't say a word. Not that she had to. You know what I'm saying? Actions speak louder than words. Just pointed at her, pointed at the title, pointed at the WrestleMania sign, fade to black. Roll credits. That's it. And honestly, and also, Christ. They pretty much planted the seeds for Asuka versus Nia Jax for the Raw Women's title WrestleMania. But that's Raw. We're talking about SmackDown here. On to the main event. We had the six-pack challenge. I was looking forward to this since the day started. Six-pack challenge. John Cena versus Dolph Ziggler versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Now, I don't know which match was more fast-paced. The tag match between Usos and New Day, or this match. Because this was 0 to 100 real quick. Because the second the match started, freaking Free Pebbles, John Cena, freaking caught everybody. And I mean everybody. Even Styles with an attitude adjustment. Before trying to get the win and whatnot. Then, after him and Styles fight for a bit, and all the other competitors get back into the ring, and everybody, including Styles, jumps Cena, throws him out the ring, and pretty much everybody got their stuff in. To be as fast paced as it was. There were a few great spots I liked. First one, Baron Corbin caught AJ Styles with a mean deep six, and I think his best when he does a deep six, he does a deep six best whenever the opponent is running at him, so he can use their momentum against them, and they will spend more time than usual. Then another spot, freaking at first Kevin Owens was looking to put AJ Styles through the announce table. However, Styles countered it, but then and then he caught him with a kick. Then John Cena came, hit Styles with the attitude adjustment through the announce table, and so Styles was out for a good minute. Then another moment, Baron Corbin was fighting Dolph Ziggler and threw him over the barricade. Then he followed him, continued to beat him up, and then and then caught him, I think, with a shoulder tackle into the glass, because they weren't in Columbus, so it's the glass that you'd see for a hockey game. That is, if anybody in the right mind watches the Blue Jackets. Oh, and let me stop. Interesting sequence happened. At one point, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were the only two in the ring. Then Sami Zayn kept trying he's a man of his word, and he literally did lay down for Kevin Owens. However, Owens was, as you'd expect, be very reluctant to actually try and take the pin, and slowly he was going to, but then Zayn freaking almost caught him with a roll up, but needless to say, he did kick out. Then they start bashing each other, and then they went out the ring. And then while Owens was down for a bit of a sec, Owens got up in Shane McMahon's face, making him stand up. Yeah, and then while he was arguing with Shane, he could see Kevin Owens prepare for a super kick. However, because he saw it coming, he ducked, and Owens wound up kicking Shane McMahon instead. Then this interesting piece of the match happened, where Kevin Owens hit Kevin Owens was pinning. I forget who he was pinning. Excuse me. But while he pinned him, this dude Shane decided to be a scumbag and pulled Owens and pulled the referee out of the ring, stopping Owens through. Oh wait, no, excuse me, he hit Dolph Ziggler with the pop-up powerbomb. Then when he went for the pin, and before the ref hit 3, Shane McMahon grabbed the ref and threw him out the ring, effectively stopping the count. Then Owens, was distracted, yelling at Shane. But while he was distracted, Sami Zayn got in the ring, hit Kevin Owens with the haluva kick, and tried to pin him. However, needless to say, before the ref could hit 3, this time, Shane McMahon pulled out Sami Zayn, again stopping the count for them to. Now, I honestly think after this, Owens and Zayn are probably going to get over each other's own hostility towards each other, and once again be pissed off at Shane for screwing them out of the WWE title again. Oh man, they were both pissed. And there was one funny moment that we'll talk about after the match. But anyways, the match came to a close when John Cena hit Dolph Ziggler with an attitude adjustment. Then he rolled, but then he rolled him over again. Was about to hit him with another attitude adjustment, but then Kevin Owens came, hit Cena with a pop-up powerbomb. But then after he hit him with a pop-up powerbomb, AJ Styles came in, hit him with a phenomenal form, and to win the match. And AJ Styles is still gonna face Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania. Now I'll say I was disappointed that Baron Corbin didn't win, but eventually his time will come. I still believe that they're saving his time for the right moment. Anyways, after this match, the interesting part I was talking about earlier was that both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were sitting on one side of the outside, and then while they were sitting there, Shane McMahon was about to walk to leave, but while he walked, he stopped in between both of them, looked at them, smirked, and then left. Like, me personally, I would have been like, yo, fuck this, and would have beat the shit out of him. But, you know, they're probably going to set up Owens versus Zayn at WrestleMania, and if not that freaking one of them versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, because you know, something has to give as far as them getting into this beef with Shane McMahon. Then another interesting moment happened. While Styles was celebrating, John Cena was sitting in the corner, looking so dejected. Like the last time I saw him this heartbroken, this dejected, this beside himself, was when he lost to The Rock at WrestleMania 28. I think it was 28, yeah. But like, he was so frustrated that when the camera was zooming in on him, he pushed the camera out of his face. Like, that was literally the first time I ever seen John do that. Like seriously, even when he was young, I've never seen him do that. He was so beside himself that when the camera zoomed in, he pushed it out of his face. Like, get out of my face, man! I ain't trying to have that. Now, obviously, AJ Styles, you know, he's going to WrestleMania, but the bigger question remains: where does this leave John Cena? Because now both of his plans for WrestleMania have now blown up in his face. So, where does this leave him? Does he have one more backup plan thought up? Or is he just going to have to take a backseat for this year's WrestleMania? Hey, only time will tell. But with that being said, we've come to the end of this episode. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening in. As always, I am the Hitman Kaz, and I will see you next time. Peace.